Powerhouse, presented by Alliant Energy.
Alliant Energy, we're on for you. We bring the power to you every time. You got the power. Alliant Energy, we're on for you.
This is Jerry DeBall. Jerry's rewiring the entire kitchen. And Jerry, I know you're putting in new appliances and new lighting. What does that mean in terms of you getting started here?
Well, what we've done here for the Brinks is we were able to demo the old wiring and place new wire with separate circuits in isolated locations so all their new appliances are protected and won't have any issues.
Now, this is a older home, Jerry. What did you find when you got in here in terms of the wiring?
What was in this home was a knob and tube wiring, which is a single conductor wiring that ran through the wall cavities with porcelain insulators. The problem with that kind of wiring is it's small gauged, usually overloaded. People tap into it in multiple locations.
Now, I know an older home also, we got to talk about the electrical panel. What kind of shape was that in?
We were lucky here because an upgrade has been done on the panel in the last year or so. So we do have a breaker panel.
Now, this was a major renovation where we opened up the walls like this. Easier for you in terms of getting into it that way?
When we have the ability to open up the walls, what we typically do is just take all the old wiring out and then run all new circuit, grounded circuits, heavy conductors for the appropriate appliances.
Now I'm standing next to one of the cans. Now you are running new wiring for the can lights, right?
All the can lights are new. All the wiring's new. We're putting in IC rated cans. And then we're also putting LED bulbs in for efficiency here. And then under the cabinets, we're putting in fluorescent box style lights. Again, they're efficient, and then the heat output's not very much.
So with the new can lighting, Jerry, I imagine the lighting's going to be a lot better in here.
It's going to be tons better because we're going from one center light in the center of this kitchen, which was typical of a home of this age, and we're placing 4 around their whole cabinet lines. They're going to have nice light for where the appliances are, where the cooking surfaces are, versus just one in the center that's just kind of throwing light in all directions.
Well, we'll look forward to that, Jerry. I'm going to let you get back to work. I'm going to go talk with our insulation contractor.
Thank you.
I'm outside with our insulation contractor. It's Jerry Ackerman with Retro Foam. Jerry, good to see you.
Good to see you too, sir.
Now, I know in here you're blowing in foam. Tell us about the application.
What Retro Foam is, we come to an existing home. It's made for existing homes. It's a non-expanding foam. So what we do, we'll enter the wall cavity with a tube, and then we inject the foam and backfill. The foam does not expand, so we don't have to worry about cracking the walls or blowing out the walls at all.
Now, normally, Jerry, you do that from the outside, but
Correct.
with this, in our renovation, we've got it wide open. You're coming from the inside.
So we're going to come from the inside in this application process. So the holes are already there and everything, so we'll backfill the cavities from the inside. Typically, we'll do it from the exterior, so we're not doing anything inside the house to be non-invasive. A lot less cleanup and everything, too. We just take off a row of siding all the way around, drill our holes.
Let's talk a little bit about the efficiency. I imagine year-round, this is pretty good.
Very good. Typically, people are saving on average about 40.5%. What it is in a 2x4 cavity, Retro Foam is an R18.1. Compared to any other product in a 2x4, the highest you get is R13. So you're saving a ton on electric, air conditioning-wise, saving on your gas in the winter.
So talk to you a little bit about cost, Jerry.
Cost-wise, compared to blown-in cellulose or fiberglass, you're almost double, a little less than double the price of it.
And again, what we like to talk about, that energy efficiency, that's there. Pay for a little bit, maybe more up front,
Exactly.
but it'll last forever.
Correct, and you get your payback on it by the savings on your utilities.
Sounds good. Jerry, I'm going to let you go get started here. I'm going to check with our windows.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We're back inside now. You can see we have a brand new window. This is Wayne Wynn of Hometown Restyling, and you've changed a little bit of the look in here.
Yeah, we did, Pete. They had an old double-hung window along with a fixed light next to it, and by closing in the wall space, we got more room for cabinets now. We still wanted to let as much light in as possible, so we went back and put the same size window in to still keep with some of the original looks of the home.
Well, I know that's been important for the Brinks. They wanted to stay with this style of their older home, and this fits right into that. The old window didn't open up, so you've stayed in that same style.
Still let the light in. The only difference, the old window is, of course, very inefficient. This is a high energy efficient window. It's got an insulated frame. We've also foamed all the way around it. Another nice thing I'd like to point out is the fact that we were able to reuse the part of the existing frame that was there. So we're keeping it in the same size, because on the outside of the house, where the siding was put on, we wanted to make as few alterations as possible, and we were able to do it this way.
Now let's talk just a little bit about that, Wayne, because we've got this all opened up, but somebody may be watching and say, geez, I'd like to put a new window in, but I don't want to really blow up my whole kitchen like this. You can still do that, right?
Exactly. I mean, especially a house of this age. You know, some houses are put in with a nailing fin that you have to tear everything apart. This older house here actually has stops. And this is a stop that would have went on the window, and that stop was simply set up here, and then the wood trim was there. So what we're able to do is come in, take the stops off that window, build a custom window into that same opening, insulate around it, put the stops on the inside, and not tear anything up.
And I know that's what you did on the pantry window here,
Exactly
right? So we got 2 new windows in here, right?
And the other thing we can do is on the outside, we take that frame and we can encapsulate all that in aluminum and seal it all up, so it has a perfectly new look on the outside and absolutely no maintenance.
So, and you also put a new window in on the pantry, Wayne.
That's correct. That was a replacement window, and we didn't have to take the trim off. All we had to do is take the stops off. So that window is custom built to fit into the exact opening. We install the window, we screw it in, we insulate around it, same principles as here, put the stop back up, and then on the outside we encase all that in aluminum and put a bead of sealant around it so there's no moisture penetration.
Well, it'll be neat to see, Wayne, when this all comes together. Well, I'll let you go ahead and finish up. And while the remodeling continues, I'm going to run out and join the Brinks as we look at some new energy-efficient appliances. Stay with us. More Powerhouse yet to come.